Alright, so in this video, I'm going to give you guys just a few things to do in Arequipa for those who are thinking about visiting the city. I just want to touch on a few things about this place before we get into the video. One, it's the second most populated city in Peru with a little bit more than 1 million people. And secondly, Arequipa has a very temperate, mild weather. I will say from January to March is considered the rainy season. So April to December, the majority of the year, great. But with that being said, let's get into a few things to do here. The first thing to do in Arequipa is what you're viewing right now, which is a walking tour. I think this is great for any place you go to, just to kind of get acquainted with the place you're at, get a little history lesson. And also because Arequipa is a little bit over 2,000 meters above sea level, it gives you enough time to kind of get acclimated to the altitude. During this tour, you're going to get a chance to see all over the historic center, the plazas, different buildings, etc., etc. So definitely worth it. If you know how walking tours go, it's free to enter or it's free to join, but at the end it's kind of like an expected tip. Now the second thing to do in Arequipa, which is the #1 thing that most tours do, is take a trip to Colca Canyon. This is considered the second deepest canyon in the world, according to a few sources. There are many different types of tours. You can actually trek this place, do a 2-3 day trek to the canyon, or you can do what I did, which is a full day tour. Colca Canyon is definitely the #1 thing to do while staying in Arequipa. Next up on the list is a tour called La Ruta de Sillar, which in English I think it means Sillar Route. This place is around 40 to 45 minutes out from the historic center, so it's not that far, and it's great for like a half-day trip if you want to get out the house but you don't want to do anything too crazy and extensive. Here you'll get a history lesson of the volcanic material that's used or that was used back in the day to construct many of the buildings in Arequipa, and you'll see the material when you're walking around the historic center if you ever go on the walking tour. Okay, so it's pretty cool, and then you'll get some lessons on the volcanoes, and it's a pretty cool spot to come to. I would definitely recommend this on your trip here in Arequipa. Now next on the list, this is more of a local thing to do in Arequipa, and that is visiting one of the picanterias in the city. Picanterias are traditional lunchtime restaurants. Keep in mind that picante in Spanish means spicy, so first thought for some people is picanteria, oh, they must serve only spicy food. No, they do have it, but not all the food's gonna burn your mouth. A few recommendations I have: whichever dish you choose, do not forget to try the local chicha here in Arequipa. I forgot the name. I don't know if it's chicha guanapeo or guanapea or chicha jorada, but it's very delicious. If you tried the chicha in Lima, this one's gonna be more fermented, so it's kind of like a chicha beer. So if you're looking for something different for your taste buds, definitely try this. Moving along on the list are the viewpoints in the city. Now Arequipa is surrounded by mountains, which makes the views in the city beautiful. So one of the popular places to go to see them is it's called Mirador Yanahuara. Nice little cool spot. There's a church here, kind of family oriented vibe. It's beautiful, laid back. For anybody who is wondering what are some popular, the picanterias that I talked about earlier, there's like 2 or 3 near this viewpoint. If you ask anybody, they'll tell you. And last but not least, which is next on the list, something that you must try are the queso helados, which you can find here at this place, Yanahuara. Queso helado in English means cheese ice cream. Now for anybody wondering, it has no cheese in it. Okay, they call it that because of the coloring and the texture. It resembles cheese. There are different flavors. If you want to try some with alcohol and try some with other fruit flavorings, however, definitely go with the original because it's good. They throw a little cinnamon on top, and yeah, it hits the spot. So here at the Yanahuara, Mirador Yanahuara, you can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. You can go to the viewpoint, you can visit one of the picanterias, the traditional lunch spots, and you can also try queso helado, the cheese ice cream. So great place. Now these are all the places that I personally visited. There was one more tour I want to go on, so this will be like more of an honorable mention. It's called Lagunas Salinas. This is basically a tour where you can walk through the countryside. Okay, get great views again of the mountains, of the nature, the landscapes, and also you'll get firsthand contact with the alpacas and the animals. Definitely, if you have enough time, you should give it a try. With all that being said, these are the list of things that I think you can't miss while you're in Arequipa. So I hope you guys enjoyed the list, and don't forget to try that chicha guanapeo. I think that's what it's called, guanapea, chicha jorada, something like that. It's one of those names. Just order a chicha and it's gonna be a local one. Okay, but with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. Hope that's helped you, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Deuces.